So this week, it's Steph on her treadmill being all mega productive and me sitting down.
I was sitting all day yesterday at a golf outing, so
Yeah.
it was nice out, thank God, but like I feel trapped.
I know. I saw your story and I was like, wow, I would die if I had to be at a golf course all day.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Luckily we had a tent.
Yeah. I did go slightly. I mean, it's not on my comfort zone anymore, but, and I think this was Tyler's second book event, but we did go to see Megan Miranda last night. If you're on video, you can see this cover, which Gare and I think talked in an episode about. I think the story is darker than this cover makes it appear.
I bet.
However, it is a beautiful cover that like really pops in person. So
is it called You Belong Here? On the spine it says You Belong Here.
Yes.
The dome is just kind of like ominous.
Yes, it's like hidden. So I thought for the longest time that it was called You Don't Belong Here because I felt like I saw the don't. And then when I went to add it to Goodreads, I was like, oh, so that one's just kind of hiding. But fun story, last night she was talking about it. She couldn't figure out what she wanted to do for the title, like was struggling really hardcore with this one. And I think she had like 2 ideas, and the publisher kind of worked with it and they're like, we don't think that's it either. And so she was looking at like all of her daughters, like college mail. This does take place on a college campus for anyone who hasn't read it, and there's like a lot of verbiage like you belong here, like at this college. So she liked that idea, and then she was like, or do I like you don't belong here? And so then they're having email chains about it, and because they liked both of them, they're like, what if we did something cool with the cover and like made the blue just in the background? So that was the reasoning behind that. Some of it was that they couldn't decide. But it is really cool. The gist of it for anyone, I don't think we've talked about this one.
I have not.
Yeah, I don't think I talked about it like in our summer episode, but the gist of it is this woman Beckett, she went to college in this like really picturesque college town called White Valley. And it's like in the middle of the Virginia mountains. And then there was a tragedy her senior year that ended with 2 men dead, and her roommate was on the run. And so she basically left because she was like, this is like too much for me, and stayed away as an adult. And then her daughter, without telling her, applies to go to school at this college. And so she's scared for her daughter to go, but she's like, I can't really do anything about it. And then I don't want to spoil anything that's not in the synopsis. Basically, some stuff happens when her daughter goes to school there, as you can imagine with a thriller.
Like multiple POVs.
Yeah, I don't think it's multiple because we don't get her daughter's POV. It's dual timeline. That's where I was getting messed up. We get stuff from the past when the mom was in college, and then we're getting the present as she tries to keep her daughter safe in college. It is like a really fun dark academia that's like, it's not it's kind of not like In My Dreams I Hold a Knife type dark academia, because it's like an adult person. You're in that present timeline more, where she's not going to school anymore. But it does have obviously like dark academia vibes to it. What was the other thing? There's like one other thing that I was thinking about. One of the things I do always enjoy about hers, and she's talked about it before, and she actually talked about it at the event last night, but like she often travels to go live somewhere to write her stories, because she like incorporates so much of the setting into everything, which like you really do feel. That is something I notice like every time I read her books. Like I remember with like Daughter of Mine last year, like I still have that like town in my head because the setting was so like, it just felt so real. And this one was cool because the college is like kind of within the mountains, and so there's like the upper tier of campus, and then like you literally like climb down stairs in like a rock in like mountain or something to go to lower campus. And I was like, that would be so fascinating.
Yeah.
To like go to school somewhere like that. So then I was like Googling that and thinking about how cool it is. But the other thing is there are secret tunnels all throughout campus. And I just like, it was just a fun new element. So I gave it 4 stars. I really enjoyed it.
You know, when you were talking about that, it made me think of The Lake of Lost Girls, because that one is, I think, in Virginia too, when it's like campus and then the town is underneath, but they didn't talk about tunnels, obviously. But I'm like, yeah, it's in Virginia colleges.
That's a good comp too. I mean, there's not as many missing people, but that'd be a good comp. Like if you liked that, you'd probably like this one too.
I've only read Daughter of Mine, and so I didn't know if they all took place in like similar towns, but it's you're saying like she travels, so they're all atmospheric but in different places.
Yeah. Oh. My favorite of hers is still the first one that I read, All the Missing Girls.
Oh yeah.
I was telling Tyler when we were there, because she actually talked about it. She was bringing it up how it's the one that sticks with her the most too, and I was like, huh. And so I like leaned over and I was like, I think I read that one like 7 years ago, and I remember so many details. And then of course I had to look it up. That was just my guess. I looked on Goodreads. It literally said that I read it 7 years ago.
That's funny.
So my soul just knew.
Yeah.
What have you been reading?
I just started this morning. One of my book clubs, the theme of the books we voted on for August was genre mashup. So like thriller plus. Like one of the options was like something with witchy, so kind of like fantasy. Another one was actually like Chain Gang All Stars, so kind of like dystopian.
Yeah.
I think the other one might have been like a historical fiction one. I'm not sure, but we ended up picking Recursion by Blake Crouch.
Yes.
I've never read one of his books, and I like. I'm on page like 45, and I'm finding it very fast paced already. There were like some technicalities about like the project they're working on, but it reminded me, actually, we've been watching the show Silicon Valley, which is old, but it's like funny on HBO. And so talking about like algorithms and stuff is like very much top of mind for me.
Oh yeah.
So it was kind of like, I don't know, is serendipitous the right word?
That
I'm like watching that and reading this at the same time. So it's like, because I never would have probably picked it up.
Yeah.
Had it not been a pick, and I'm liking it a lot so far.
That's good. I really I love his books. I devour them. Yeah. Recursion is just, I can't remember how much is in the synopsis, but it is fascinating the way it plays with like removing memories, kind of.
The way you love memory stuff, I was like, I'm not surprised that Kate likes this a lot. Well, and then like it's a really interesting concept, just because like the person starting this project, her mom has dementia, so it's like a really relevant topic.
Yes, I forgot about that part.
And then I just finished listening to a reread of Don't Forget the Girl by Rebecca McKenna.
Yes.
And I started today. A book people probably wouldn't have thought I would read. I really liked Honey and Spice. It's like a romance.
Okay.
I read it a few years ago, and she just came out with a sequel. So I started that today. It's Bolu Babo. I can't see the rest of her last name. Okay. But it's like not my typical genre, I will say.
Yeah. But you're venturing out the most of all of us, and I kind of love it.
I read this on a vacation. I don't know how I picked it up. Years ago, maybe 3 years ago, and I was like, that was good. Like I really like the characters. The guy, I was like, I bet he's super sexy. I'm happy to see him back. They're both back.
Oh, nice. So it's not like just like different people in the same town.
I think time has passed. They like were together and broke up. And I'm like, Kiki and Malachi, let's go.
I love that. Yeah, so her name is Bolu Babalola. Babalola. Sorry.
Lola.
Sorry, Bolu. It's Babalola. But also there will be a link in the show notes. It's a really pretty cover too. I love that.
It is. And it's like not that annoying. I think there was maybe like a third act miscommunication, which isn't always my favorite, but like I'm not always that tolerant of like rom-coms. And so like I felt like it was good.
Yeah. I just finished listening to one that you told me about, Do What Godmother Says. It was so good. audiobook is really good too. I really enjoyed it. There are 2 narrators.
Oh, there are. Okay.
Oh man. Because it's basically the story of a woman in present day, maybe Harlem or just New York City, who like inherits a painting from her grandma, and her life things start going wrong in her life, and then we're getting the perspective of the woman who painted the painting in 1920s Harlem, where this woman Maud Bachman becomes her patron to be like, I'll pay you and you just have to make art. But then she really uses it in a really unique way to kind of talk about art and ownership.
Yeah.
And I mean, technically, white people wanting to own Black art and kind of Black people. So she really uses it to talk about a lot of things. And it's very gothic, but also very psychological horror, too. So it's like a cool mashup.
Yeah, and okay, this is my cover, which I love, but I love the hot pink. But
I
this, like,
know.
the fleur-de-lis pattern and the frame, I was like, okay.
Yeah, the audiobook really is beautiful. It has this like hot pink lettering instead of white letters.
Yeah.
It's just awesome.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
You talked about your audiobook, but did you say what you were reading physically? Or are you reading it?
No, I haven't talked about that one yet. So what am I? Okay, that's what I'm reading. So I just switched. So what I'm physically reading right now, or digitally, whatever, is Doll Parts by Penny Zhang.
That's a cover.
I love the cover. I had already requested it and I had the book, but then I also was at a couple panels with her at Thriller Fest. So I scheduled an episode with her back then. But this one doesn't come out until August 26th. So I've kind of had to wait to read it.
Yeah.
And I just started it because what was the one that I just finished? Oh, I just finished The Once and Future Me, which was a really good genre mashup. So I'm only a couple of pages into this one. But it's about 2 best friends who are in college together. They thought it was going to be a fresh start. And they're like obsessed with Sylvia Plath. And they're even in a Sylvia club. And Nikki finds herself drawn to tragic tales. So much so that dead girls begin to haunt her dark imagination. So there have been a bunch of deaths in this Sylvia Plath club, and they were all considered suicides, but she thinks something else is going on. And then it sounds like I haven't gotten to the second timeline. I literally just started. But then it also says like it's been 20 years since Sadie last saw her estranged friend. And so then 20 years later, Nikki dies, the one who was really upset about or trying to figure out the suicides that were happening on campus. So yeah, there is a lot going on. Yeah, it says told in dual timeline. Doll Parts is an evocative and irresistible debut, at once an exploration of the dark chasms that break apart friendships, an ode to the aching beauty of girlhood, and a sharp portrayal of grief that can physically haunt you. So this one, I expect to love this one.
It sounds a little bit like it could have vibes of Don't Forget the Girl if you're talking about grief and girlhood. Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
So yeah, I'm excited to dive into this one. Yeah, the cover is beautiful.
Yeah.
Black and pink.
Yes.
And she's very cool. She was so fun to hang out with. So I'm excited to talk with her about that one. Just need to read it first.
Yeah.
I think I interview her in like 9 days. So
you got that.
Good time to start it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You said you're reading the Honey and Spice sequel. Is that what you were saying is your physical one?
Yeah. That's my audio.
Oh, that's audio.
Recursion is my physical.
Oh, that's what it was.
I just started this morning because I was reading one last 2 days that I was like, it's fine, but I don't really feel like reading fine when I have so many on my stack.
Yes, I get that. Well, the books that we love very often.
Sorry, I was laughing. I saw my review of Honey and Spice, and then I put And then there's Malachi with the fire emoji and the hot face with the tongue out. And then I said, okay, that name even with like the blowing finger emoji.
Oh, that's amazing.
From January of 2023. You gotta love your like past selves.
Yes.
Anyway, yeah.
I know sometimes it's crazy seeing reviews from like 7 years ago and I'm like, I really wrote them differently back then.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways.
That one sounds good though.
Mm-hmm.
But we've talked a little bit about how, especially with thrillers, but I definitely have different genres here as well. Mm-hmm. Really memorable characters are kind of what stand out. And it's typically a big part of what makes me like really be hooked into a book. So we're going to talk about some of the most memorable characters that we have read, which there's actually so many. Was what we discovered.
Yeah. You should go first.
Yeah. I talked about this one in my stories, but I have not talked about it on a podcast yet. But I'm so glad that I read this one. The cover for Junie by Aaron Crosby Eckstein is beautiful. So I had like seen the cover multiple places. And then I saw the author post about it on her TikTok and was saying like, what would you do if you like accidentally awoke your sister's ghost and she has unfinished business that you want to finish for her? And I was like, oh, so there's like all kinds of things going on with this book. And then my friend Amy, she's Mom Advice on Instagram, I knew she had interviewed her and loved the book. So I was like, okay, I've got to read this book. I listened to it and the narration is beautiful. But here's the synopsis. 16 years old and enslaved since she was born, Junie has spent her life on Bellarine Plantation in Alabama, cooking and cleaning alongside her family and tending to the white master's daughter, Violet. Her daydreams are filled with poetry and faraway worlds while she spends her nights secretly roaming through the forest, consumed with grief over the sudden death of her older sister, Minnie. When wealthy guests arrive from New Orleans, hinting at a marriage for Violet and upending Junie's life, she commits a desperate act, one that rouses Minnie's spirit from the grave, tethered to this world unless Junie can free her. She enlists the aid of Caleb, the guest's coachman, and their friendship soon becomes something more. Yet, as long-held truths begin to crumble, she realizes Bellarine is harboring dark and horrifying secrets that can no longer be ignored. With time ticking down, Junie begins to push against the harsh current that has controlled her entire life. As she grapples with an increasingly unfamiliar world in which she has little control, she is forced to ask herself, when she choose, that doesn't work. Maybe it's will she choose love and liberation? Oh, here we go. I'm really smart today. When we choose love and liberation, what must we leave behind? I was thrown because it went from she to we, but now I see what that was supposed to say.
When I looked at it, I was agreeing with you. I'm like, yeah, that's weird looking.
I know. So yeah, I loved this one so much. The characterization is really good. You just like really feel like you get to know Junie. But the other thing that like, I get it, this is not like the biggest plot point, but the other thing that's not in the synopsis is she loves books and stories and basically like processes her life and the things she wants for her life through stories. And obviously that just spoke to me and I loved it. And I just love any book also that kind of like highlights the way stories can help us understand ourselves and what we want. Yeah. So I loved that element. It was cool having this like ghost element that isn't the whole story. But then they kind of, I mean, it doesn't say mystery anywhere here, but she is solving what happened to her sister because her sister can't tell her directly. Oh, so there's this element where you are like, ooh, is this a part of what happened to her? So I just loved all of those elements together.
Oh yeah, it's so good.
Yeah, and I loved the narrator's voice.
How much long? When is my hold due to come in?
So I was just looking at some of I have a lot of holds that are far away.
I know. Almost all mine say several months.
Yeah.
third in line with 2 copies in use.
Oof. I mean, I'm glad it's doing well. It was a good it was a GMA pick.
Oh.
So I think that helps.
Yeah.
It's narrated by Angel Peen is her name, and I loved her voice. I would probably almost listen to anything else she narrates.
Yeah, isn't that nice how that happens sometimes?
Oh, she narrated part of The Return of Ellie Black. So she does do some other ones. I hadn't looked yet.
That one had so many narrators.
Yeah.
Like, that's awesome.
Yeah, there are 10. Wow. Good for Ellie Black.
I know, because I think that was like either her first adult book or something.
I think so.
Yeah. No,
wow.
Well, I guess my other transition was just like a living thing, and I don't know, captivity is a similar word.
Oh, yeah.
And I would say so. I think a lot of people that read a lot of contemporary fiction have probably read this, but Remarkably Bright Creatures.
I always wonder about this one.
Audio it for sure.
Okay.
So my most memorable character is there's a character that is an octopus.
Yeah.
He's narrated by Michael Urie, who is in Shrinking and a lot of other shows.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he does such a good job. He kind of has like an old man voice.
Oh, that's cool.
So let's see. I saw this author in the last couple of months. She's still touring for this book, which is insane because it's really new. Yeah.
It came out 2 years ago or 1 year ago?
I think it was maybe for the paperback. So
oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
After Tova Sullivan's husband died, she began working the night shift at the Sowell Bay Aquarium, mopping floors and tidying up. Keeping busy has always helped her cope, which she's been doing since her 18-year-old son, Eric, mysteriously vanished on a boat in the Puget Sound over 30 years ago. Tova becomes acquainted with curmudgeonly Marcellus, a giant Pacific octopus living in the aquarium. Marcellus knows more than anyone can imagine, but wouldn't dream of lifting one of his 8 arms for his human captors, until he forms a remarkable friendship with Tova. Ever the detective, Marcellus deduces what happened the night Tova's son disappeared. And now Marcellus must use every trick his old invertebrate body can muster to unearth the truth for her before it's too late. So there is a mystery element.
Yeah.
I don't think it would
yeah.
It's not like super unpredictable or anything. It's just like kind of a sweet story. And Marcellus is like, he's like a crafty little guy, but also like he's towards the end of his life and he knows that. And so it's like also like an ugly cry at the end, but like in a really nice way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I won't read it while I'm PMSing this week.
Yeah. But I think you'd really like it.
Yeah, it sounds like I would.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And the other narrator is it Saskia Markeveld?
I don't think so. I just had it pulled up for
Marin Ireland, I think. She's great. She's
great.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I need to listen to this. Yeah. This will be bumped up on my list.
There's a reason that so many people love it, for sure.
Oh, I know. I see it everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
My sister-in-law even has it. What are you barking about? No, go back to sleep.
Marcellus,
go back to sleep. It's just the dryer. You're gonna be okay. So my next one is a genre mashup, kind of, that I also listen to. I also listen to it because, is it Journal of Jada? If I'm wrong, I'll correct myself.
Yeah.
But she posted about it, about how great it was. And it's like time travel. So it's kind of speculative fiction and sci-fi and thriller. But the main character, I think, is in her 80s. I like had this strange thing, you know how you were saying you like you were watching Silicon Valley and then reading a book that talked about algorithms. I had this happen where I read Too Old for This by Samantha Downing, which was
Oh
with an
yeah.
80-year-old. And then I read this one. I do think she's an 80-year-old. I'm pretty sure it's 80. It's 70s or 80s. And then I read Sagit Schwartz has one coming out in October, and it's like a crazy late 60-year-old. So I had all these like
Yeah.
older women. So sometimes I'm like, which age was which person? But Maggie is just like this little badass.
Wait, what
And
book?
so it's called, oh sorry, did I not even say it? It's called Dissolution by Nicholas Binge. And it was an Aardvark book pick. If anyone uses that service, that was where Jada got it. But I ended up listening to it. So here's the synopsis. Maggie Webb has lived the last decade caring for her elderly husband, Stanley, as memory loss gradually erases all the beautiful moments they created together. It's the loneliest she's ever felt in her life. When a mysterious stranger named Hassan appears at her door, he reveals a shocking truth. Stanley isn't losing his memories. Someone is actively removing them to hide a long-buried secret from coming to life. If Maggie does what she's told, she can reverse it. She can get her husband back. Led by Hassan and his technological marvels, Maggie breaks into her husband's mind, probing the depths of his memories in an effort to save him. The deeper she dives, the more she unravels a mystery spanning continents and centuries, each layer more complex than the last. But Hassan cannot be trusted. Not just memories are disappearing, but pieces of reality itself. If Maggie cannot find what Stanley did all those years ago and what Hassan is after, she risks far more than her husband's life. The very course of human history hangs in the balance. Stop it. I like how I was saying Maggie's the one in this book who is the most memorable. And it's like, it's surprisingly emotional for how like time travel-y and like, oh, you have to save the whole world it is. Like normally those don't have like tons of emotion, but like it's so sweet. She's like, the reason she can go into his mind is because she's in some of the memories, so that's why she's able to do it. And so like seeing her relive some of their best moments is really sweet. And I'm really trying not to give any spoilers, but Jade and I both talked about it too. So if anyone else reads it and needs someone to talk to about the ending, you can DM either of us. But there's this very, very sweet love between the two of them that you're just like not expecting from like the synopsis. And so the ending's very, very fast paced and also very sweet. And what was the other thing that I wanted to say? It may have just left my mind entirely, like the gist of this book. But yeah, I just really, really, really enjoyed it. I listened to it, and the narrator for her is Charlotte Strevens or Strevens. And then David Thorpe and Joe Eyre, if anyone knows those names, do Stanley and Hassan. And I just loved it. I really loved it. She's very sweet.
I like that. I've seen it when I looked up the cover, it looks more familiar, but I haven't heard much about it.
Yeah.
And Jada posting about it.
I think in the synopsis on Goodreads, it said that it's already been picked up. Yeah. To be a movie.
Ooh.
Yeah. So that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. I really loved it. Oh, and it uses like, if anyone has ever heard about like memory athletes, like you can legit train to like build memory palaces and like build your memory and build your brain. And he uses that as the like way into time travel, which I thought was kind of unique and cool.
Wow.
That was the other thing.
Wow. Speaking of older women and palaces, I have my next one is The Paper Palace, and I loved the main character's mom.
Yeah.
Her name is Wallace, which I think is amazing.
I love that.
Like bougie, but like, and so is she. But
it's
so
kind of manly, and I like it.
What is that?
It's kind of manly. I like when girls are named.
Me too.
Like Kyle.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You had talked about a book before, like AJ's oldest is named Beckett, and like that is a girl's name is to me way cuter, but like, yeah, I don't know.
That's true. Yeah.
Um, I think this was one of like maybe my second one besides like Listen for the Lie, where I'm like, oh, snarky grandmas are my jam.
They're just
Like,
fun.
yeah, the husband and the mother-in-law in this are their banter is just my favorite. So, this book is like a family drama. It is a lot of like past timeline memories that explains like what's happening in the present. It does have some dark moments, but I like that it also made me laugh in a non-cheesy way. The synopsis is: before anyone else is awake, on a perfect August morning, Elle Bishop heads out for a swim in the freshwater pond below the Paper Palace, the gently decaying set of cabins in the backwoods of Cape Cod where her family has spent every summer for generations. As she passes the house, Elle glances through the screen porch at the uncleared table from the dinner the previous evening. Empty wine glasses, candle wax on the tablecloth, echoes of laughter of family and friends. Then she dives beneath the surface of the pond and recalls what else happened last night. The secret, passionate encounter with her childhood soulmate out behind the house as Elle's husband and mother chatted with the guests inside. So begins a story that unfolds over 24 hours and across 50 years, as decades of family legacies, love, lies, secrets, and one unspeakable incident from her childhood lead Elle to the precipice of a life-changing decision. Over the course of this day, Elle will have to decide between the world she has made with her much-loved husband, Peter, and the life she's always imagined would be hers with her, long synopsis, childhood love, Jonas, if a tragic event had not forever changed the course of their lives. Another one where if you get to the ending and you're like, holy shit, DM me, because
Yes.
I was on Reddit for it.
I want to listen to this one. I put a hold on it on Libby,
Mm-hmm.
and then it came in, and I was like not in a place to stop the book that I was listening to, so I delayed it. But once it comes back, I'm gonna be like, okay, I'm listening to it.
Yeah, the delay is like coming soon, whatever that means.
Yeah. My last one I thought was perfect when I was scrolling, and I saw it because you are the one who recommended it to me.
Man.
And it's very timely. I feel like everyone needs this book in their life right now if you're a female. Well, not everyone, but anyway. An Inconvenient Woman by Stephanie Newlands.
Yeah.
I don't know how I'm supposed to pronounce her name since she's French. It looks like it's like Stephanie. I don't know. But I loved this one so much, and I love the cover so much. Every time I see the cover, I'm like, oh my God. So here's the synopsis. Claire Fontaine is convinced that her ex-husband killed their teenage daughter all those years back and believes he's capable of killing again. When she sees him move in with another woman to play stepfather for a girl the same age as the ones she lost, Claire tries desperately to warn the new bride of the danger her family is in. But when the woman dismisses her admonishments, she feels she must take matters into her own hands and stop the crime she failed to stop before. Sloan Wilson left the LAPD to work as a sin eater, a contractor for hire who specializes in cleaning up inconvenient situations. Situations which, for whatever reason, are better handled outside the law. Like, for example, an ex-wife who stalks her former husband, throws paint on his door, and makes vague, violent threats to his new wife. A domestic dispute like that can get messy when the cops are called, plus there's a risk that their presence will aggravate the woman in question. As Sloan investigates her newest mission, however, she finds that there is more to it than meets the eye, uncovering a history of trauma that casts aspersions on the stories of both Claire and Sloan's client. In a case where objective truth is increasingly muddled by passions, suspicions, and fears, she soon loses the ability to distinguish fact from fiction. But Sloan knows one thing for certain. Sometimes the only way to prevent a crime is by committing one. That's such an amazing synopsis.
I know.
I would say both of them were memorable to me, both Claire and Sloan, which is a big part of what's so satisfying about this book. And without giving spoilers, if you you enjoy when like the title works on multiple levels and then kind of culminates for multiple characters at the end, you'll be obsessed with how this one comes together. But it is so good. I wish more people would read it. And the fact that it's a 3.6 on Goodreads, I'm like, what is wrong with you?
Honestly, respectfully, what the fuck?
It is like, so good.
If
on
you
so
like
many
a
levels.
revenge story, or like I told AJ my goal is to be an inconvenient woman.
Yes.
Just like all I want to be when I grow up.
Same.
Am.
That's what I want.
I know. Did you? I know. See Blake Lively's thing today, or Blake Thornton's. Sorry, Blake Thornton. Blakely Thornton.
Oh,
God, what am I doing?
It's okay.
Blakely Thornton's video about how like, especially white women need to not be like so down about themselves. And how we need to like fight.
Yeah,
it's just like it reminded me of this a little bit, and like what we were talking about.
I love him.
Me too. I agree.
He's the best.
I couldn't go down without a thriller either. So I like thrillers are amazing and I find them memorable for different reasons, but like I don't always remember the specific characters, but like this book, Lisa Jewell's None of This Is True. Yeah. Josie is so memorable. Like
yes, she is.
Denim wearing, what is true, what is not, her family. Like she is just like a mind-boggling character to me.
She is.
And is so memorable. And like I saw this video of a book club that read her book and everyone wore denim. And like that made me so happy.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. And so this is one of my favorite books by her, I think, just because I love like that what's real, what's happening, and I am okay with an ending that's not wrapped up with a bow.
Yes.
And I do love that like Lisa Jewell was trolling people like on Instagram, being like telling people different things about what was real.
I forgot about that.
Ugh, I thought that was amazing. Like somehow in one of my book clubs that has like 20 people, like I think multiple of them she responded and said different things about like what really happened.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah. Oh, I have not read the bonus chapter in the paperback.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I want to.
I don't know.
I read the bonus Verity chapter and I don't know. So it's
yeah.
Okay. So, celebrating her 45th birthday at the hot new local pub, popular podcaster Alex Summer crosses paths with an unassuming woman called Josie Fair. Josie, it turns out, is also celebrating her 45th birthday. They are, in fact, birthday twins. A few days later, Alex and Josie bump into each other again, this time outside Alex's children's school. Josie has been listening to Alex's podcast and thinks she might be an interesting subject for her series. She is, as she tells Alex, on the cusp of great changes in her life. Josie's life appears to be strange and complicated, and although Alex finds her unsettling, she can't quite resist the temptation to keep going on the project. Slowly, she starts to realize that Josie is hiding some very dark secrets, and before she knows it, Josie has unveiled Inveiged.
I think it's a British spelling of unveiled.
Oh, I see. Unveiled.
I think that's what it is.
Her way into Alex's life. I would say like finagled her way, manipulated her way into Alex's life and her home. But as quickly as she had arrived, Josie Fair's disappears. Only then does Alex discover that Josie has left a terrible and terrifying legacy in her wake, and that Alex has become the subject of her own true crime podcast, with her life and her family's lives in grave danger.
And you read that one, right?
Yes, but I have heard the audio.
That's what I was going to say. Everyone who listened is like, they produced the podcast. I'm like, damn it. I almost wish I was an audio girl back then, but you can't win them all. Same thing with the favorites. Like maybe one day on like a road trip, I'll listen to the audio version.
Yeah, even people that weren't really like into the book were like, the audio was incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I've heard that Lisa Jewell's newer one, which I almost picked, Don't Let Him In, because the main character I found to be memorable in that one as well. And I don't usually cast people, but like I saw a cast for him in my head.
Yeah.
But it was just like, she's just so freaking good at just like having this voice that like pulls me in and gets
Yeah.
out of a slump. And I don't know. There's something
Yeah, she's
about her.
so good.
Mm-hmm.
I
She's
love
so
her.
freaking nice seeming.
I know. She was nice and she was funny when
Yeah.
I saw her.
Yeah. So I don't
Love
know. I'm a Josie fan.
Yeah.
Not Josie fan. Josie she is memorable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I forgot about all the denim until you brought it up. And I was like, oh yeah. She loves
Weird. Like
denim.
of all the things, and like didn't she
Yeah.
bring your dog everywhere? Like it was just like denim and her dog.
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
I mean, good vibes overall.
I don't know. Yeah, that was a book. That was one of those books too where at the time it kind of reminds me of like the Ashley Winstead "This Book Will Bury Me" controversy. Of like there was an aspect of it that some people were just like, this is a no-go for me.
Oh.
Do you remember that?
No.
Oh, just because of the age difference of Josie and her husband.
Okay. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah, I get it. But also then it was like
she wasn't portraying it as great.
no. Exactly.
Yeah, I don't think we were romanticizing it.
No. Yeah.
It's whatever though. If you're uncomfortable with it, that's fine. You don't have to read it.
We can all put that stuff down for different reasons.
Yep.
But yeah.
Yeah. Well,
3 of many memorable characters.
same. If you guys have any memorable ones, definitely let us know because we love reading more books with memorable characters.
Amen.